Creature Commandos is now available in the UK, so we've watched it and we're about to give our thoughts on what is probably one of the best TV shows of this year. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Trinity, the podcast where we delve into the worlds of TV shows, movies and video games. And Kieran, we're actually talking about our first TV show of this year.
Is it our first one?
That we've reviewed, yeah. We've done films otherwise, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've got in my mind I thought Last of Us was this year.
Yes, I'm an idiot. It was so forgettable.
Laugh at him!
No! Our second TV show of 2025. Creature Commandos, so it's technically the start of the DC universe. It's just in TV form. It's an animated series written and made by James Gunn. And essentially, if you know the Suicide Squad, it's pretty much the same. It is just this team, this task force M for Monster, who's been hired in by Amanda Waller. And basically there's this team of people. Do they get along? Do they not? It's I don't know.
That's the show.
That's the show. That is the show. But it's this colourful cast of characters. You've got Bride of Frankenstein, or the Bride, Dr. Phosphorus, Weasel from the Suicide Squad that James Gunn directed, G.I. Robot, Nina. It's weird. I found it really weird that Nina doesn't have like a name, like the creature from the Black Lagoon or something like that.
But I suppose she's the only one that's not established as something else in this.
She's not. Yeah, she's not inherently evil, is she?
She's just Nina Mazurski.
Yeah. So this crew come together. They're brought on by they've got these shock collars. They not brought on under their consent or whatever. They're there to essentially do these tasks for the US government, as a black ops sort of team. And it just follows their story as they take on this contract to protect this. I was about to say Russian, but it's not. It's Pokolistan, which I assume is like a DC place.
Yeah, I mean, the only other one I know that I'm realising I can't remember off the top of my head is they've got loads of different places. Mm-hmm. I feel like most of the time they end up being a Middle Eastern, European, kind of Slavic, I don't know.
It's like a Superman, wasn't it? It had that Bavaria and the other place, those kind of countries.
Yeah.
But they're brought on to protect this princess from this threat, and it's kind of this tale of that story, which we did a spoiler warning at the beginning of this episode, so we are going to be talking spoilers. Again, not necessarily going beat by beat, but just talking about the bits we liked, the bits I wouldn't say didn't like. I mean, there's hardly much stuff I can fault the show for.
No, it's very sound overall. It's just very well put together considering.
Yeah. I'd say, to give overall thoughts, very positive on the whole. I think this definitely works as a James Gunn property.
It's him through and through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's a load of characters that no one, unless you're really into the comics, would have heard of half of this cast. And they're all quirky and very unique in their own way.
Definitely.
Characters don't overlap with there's no conflicting in that kind of way. They're all very uniquely written, and it's very good to see their interactions because of that.
Yeah, and it is it has that James Gunn comedy, it has that charm, which I think on the most part works. I'd say it was a pretty funny show.
Yeah, definitely.
There wasn't many jokes that fell flat. I mean, there's a few here and there. And it took a bit of getting used to, the soundtrack choices he made. Again, very James Gunn, he likes to have his soundtracks. Yeah. But, this is very, I don't know how you describe it, kind of not Latin, but you know what I mean? In that vein where it's kind of very guitar-y, that kind of music.
It must be kind of the idea of the setting, this Pokolistan.
Yeah.
Whatever cultures it's drawing from, those must be, native to those countries.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's representing certain places, but it's not solely one place. It's probably a clash of a load of cultures.
Yeah, so there's a few needle drops in this where you're kind of this is a bit unusual. It's not like Guardians, where it's just banger after banger. But I think what's here is fine for the most part. But character wise, that's the main driving force of this show. It is these characters, pretty much everyone gets their own origin story in this show, and I think for what's here, it's really, really well told. Everyone's got a tragic backstory because of course they do. What was your what was like the standout for you, or like what was your favourite one?
What backstory?
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to say favorite because, like, you're saying this bad thing that happened was so good, but I don't know. I find GI Robot as a concept incredibly funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just this robot from World War II that his sole purpose is killing Nazis, and he's like, "Are there any Nazis? I want to kill some Nazis."
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, I think that's pretty cool. But I think Nina as a character is very like complex, and she drives a lot of the growth of a lot of the characters. Like, you know, obviously, especially the bride, but to some extent, like Dr. Phosphorus and things like that. And she's very caring of Weasel, and it's, you know, she's like the heart of the team. Which, you know, I think is very endearing, and she's the only one that's not actually a villain, so it makes sense. Or like not a villain, but, you know, not done anything violent in any way.
No. She's she still has like faith in humanity, kind of thing, where everyone else doesn't, due to their like circumstances. Because before we started watching I saw clips of the show, because again we got it so late compared to America. I saw clips of it, and that included Nina's backstory, but that was one of the things that you
It's literally the first thing I saw about Creature Commandos. I knew nothing about it really, and to be fair, I didn't really know much about it until I came around here and you were watching a little bit of it, and then you went, I'll just stick the first episode back on. But the one thing I had watched was Nina's backstory, so I knew that at the start, and that's the final episode, so I knew how she came to be. I didn't know what happened to her in the end. But I knew her backstory, and I was like, wow, this is just like completely tragic.
Because it's like she's born with like this defect where she's got lungs on the outside of her body, so like, you know, just like breathing's hard, like just a kind of genetic freak of nature sort of thing. Her mum hates her. Her dad's like a scientist and like really wants to do the best for her.
A really kind of endearing, caring father, which is you know, really nice to see. And then he does some genetic modification, turns her into a fish woman, and like you almost think, oh, this is fine, because she goes to like school and stuff, but then she gets bullied, and then she's like, I don't belong in this world, and runs away. Gets captured, her dad's there being like, no, don't take her, and then gets shot. It's just like, oh, it's like with her story, it's gut punch after gut punch, really. There is not like a single, you know, positive thing that happens to her, except for having this positive role model of her dad that is then shot in front of her eyes. It's like, oh my god.
I think The Bride was a cool one. I think
definitely
she's a really good character in the show. I like the dynamic between her and Frankenstein. Like David Harbour's one of the like highlights for me as Frankenstein, because he is jokey, but then also like it's the bit where because like the backstory is the bride gets made for Frankenstein as his wife, kind of like as per the normal like Frankenstein mythos or whatever. They has this bride made for him. She absolutely hates him, like, and then she falls in love with Dr. Frankenstein. They have like a relationship. And then Frankenstein, in this like fit of jealousy, kills Dr. Frankenstein. And it's just that bit where he's like stood over him and he's like, I did what I had to do. And then she's just there like, oh. And it's just that they're like, terror. And it's just like he's obviously just this unrequited love. Like he just really loves the bride, wants to be with her, but the bride knows he's like a monster. So I really like that. And like he has his comedic moments, but then he is just really threatening as well. And I don't know, I thought it was just a bit different for like David Harbour to see him in that scenarios.
You can't really tell it's David Harbour. Like he's actually put, like, you know, he's not done a Chris Pratt. He's not just used his own voice for it. He's like, you know, put a spin on it. And I think that's, you know, it's really nice when you get these names, because David Harbour is kind of a big name now.
Yeah.
And they do actually put effort into the roles that they do.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, a lot of the time you see like movie posters nowadays, they're just like plastered with just the actor's face, and it's just the actor. They're not like maybe not doing like any kind of acting in the like sense of changing their voice or anything. Yeah. So I think it's really cool that he's actually, you know, put some effort into changing things, and it works for the setting because the bride and Frankenstein come from Bukalistan. And the bride obviously doesn't have that kind of accent, but then she's travelled all around the world because she was quite young when she moved.
And it's also, I mean, I think, I don't know whether they go for the whole like Dr. Frankenstein is English, but he just lives in this town sort of thing. So it might be they've inherited the accent from like like their upbringing, like again being brought back from the dead, sort of thing. But no, I think they're really good characters. I think the other standout for me, because again everyone's got such a good backstory, is Weasel. Like I wasn't expecting like Weasel's backstory, because you do see him in the Suicide Squad as just kind of this idiot, and like he dies like at the beginning of the film. You think he drowns, but he doesn't. So he's been brought back into this, and like even in the Suicide Squad, they're like, oh, he killed all these children, that's why he's locked up. So you get his backstory that wasn't the case, and he didn't do that. And it's just really tragic, because it's just him playing with these kids, and like, obviously they're really like enamored by him, they love him, and it's just outside like viewpoints stop, like they think he's attacking them and stuff, and then they go in, and this guy, like they start a fire in the school accidentally, the kids, and then it's Weasel's just like absolutely heartbroken by like what happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, like it's like crazy, because this guy tries to make like a citizen's arrest, or like tries to kill Weasel, ends up shooting the oil tank in the basement of this school, and then like obviously like oil goes everywhere. They've started a small fire, which would have been absolutely fine had he not intervened. And then like everything just gets blamed on the Weasel. And I think the worst thing is where the police officers, like at the end, like let the little girl die because they're pinning down the Weasel. And like that's like just the most craziest thing.
And it's just him being like, no, like him screaming. It's like, it's very like, oh. And then like again, he doesn't, it's almost like he doesn't know or like want to remember it. Like he does remember in his own way, because he has nightmares and flashbacks to this, but then he is kind of an idiot in a way to it. But I think everyone's got such tragic backstory in this. I mean, I can't stop saying it, but it's so true, like when you watch it. And I'm glad they did give everyone that chance to like show what makes them tick and what made them who they are. I guess what did you think about the principal plot of like the princess and like their mission, such as the Creature Commandos?
I feel like the overarching plot was kind of almost kind of the B plot, because the A plot was the characters themselves and their interaction. So, you know, it wasn't like, it didn't make me feel kind of, you know, it wasn't a bad story. It's just one of those things that's a little bit strange, because this country seems to be like almost like a third world country kind of thing, but then very advanced in terms of technology, seemingly, well, I mean, royal family, seemingly very rich, but that does tend to be the case in some of these poorer countries, or like, you know, not to get political, but you know, so like, I mean, their militaries, like they've got guys flying around in
it is weird,
medieval armor, but kind of
with like laser
futuristics
guns.
with laser guns and stuff. So it's a very like interesting, strange dynamic, but I thought it was good on the whole. And like they do a lot of building and stuff with like the princess being this threat, and then like Rick Flag being like, oh no, she's not a threat, like this, like Cersei's trying to mix things, and like kind of double backing, and you know, trying to make it seem like, you know, it's really kind of a well crafted story in that regard. And like it's nice to see characters like Clayface come in, because like and seeing Clayface as an actual threat, because when you see him in like Batman, he always seems to like get defeated every time, and he does get defeated in this. But Rick Flag, a very strategic, like intelligent military man, just gets absolutely beaten to hell with Clayface, and it makes sense, because how are you supposed to fight that? Even Frankenstein does. He
almost gets done in Frankenstein, but then he manages to like muster the strength to take out Clayface by just shocking him with electricity, because that's all you can really do with someone made of clay. But I think it's a good kind of twist on it. I mean, I could see it coming, kind of thing, because obviously they do. You meet the princess, she's very friendly, she obviously falls in love. Well, I don't even know if it is forced, maybe, but her and Rick Flag have this relationship. And then, Rick Flag's immediately kind of on her side. So when this, what was her name again? The Themysciran woman who...
Cersei.
So when she comes along and says, she's evil, like, you need to kill her. Basically, she's going to, like, you know, mess up the world. Rick Flag doesn't believe her, and then they do this kind of twist where Clayface tries to impersonate this expert who said that she's telling the truth, that, you know, she is a threat, to kind of discredit her. But you can kind of see the twist is that Clayface stepped in later to make Rick Flag think that, so everything is true what's been said. They just did that to try and throw Rick Flag off the scent, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting, and like again, her, because in the final episode, like the commandos go there to try and assassinate her, and that's when Nina gets killed because she's there, like she's about to kill the princess, and then the princess stabs her instead and kills Nina, and it's, you kind of start to see the princess's true colours there, because again she goes like full on like stone face, easily dispenses Nina, and then she's speaking to the bride about it, all like friendly and whatever, and then the bride's like, look, I know you're evil, and like I know your master plan. So I think it's very like satisfying conclusion, especially because you grow so close to Nina as a character. You're kind of glad just to see the princess gone.
Yeah, and you just feel very bad for her, like that she didn't ask to be put into the situation.
Yeah.
And she's the one that ends up being like, you know, she didn't even want to kill her.
Yeah.
But she was like, I have to do this, else the world's going to end, like kind of thing. Like it's one of those situations that you just feel really bad for her.
And I like how the bride says, I'm not killing you because you're like evil. I'm killing you because you like Nina was the best thing that ever happened to me and you took her away from me. Like that was a really good, like,
it's a good character moment for the bride as well. Like it's a good arc because you have those and those interactions with the bride and Nina throughout the story are, you know, really good. So, you know, it's nice to have that kind of retribution, even if, you know, we have like something very sad that happens.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's the best arc in it. But I mean, to kind of go on, like I don't want to neglect Dr. Phosphorus here, because he is very,
and he does well. I mean, you know, we can't keep saying the same thing, but they all do have an incredibly tragic backstory.
Yeah.
I mean, his is pretty messed up.
It's pretty. We kind of compared it to Dr. Manhattan, didn't we? Where it's like a scientist, although,
but Dr. Manhattan didn't have his family.
His was an accident. We had Dr. Manhattan, so it's like he's this scientist working on like a cure for. I'm pretty sure it's like it's
a cure for cancer.
Yeah. So he's working on that, and then he works for Rupert Thorne's like Gotham gangster, basically, and he gets like blackmailed. His family gets killed, and then to get rid of him, they put him in this particle accelerator. Let's call it that. And then he gets transformed into this monstrous like skeleton man who just burns everything he touches, and it's just like again, he's a very comedic character. I think he's one of the more comedic people in the show.
He's got very deadpan humour, it's like, you know, it's nice to have that kind of deadpan dark humour against you know, some of the more innocent characters like Nina or like, you know, G.I. Robot's very, you know, kind of one note but still quite funny and you know, so it's nice to have those different personalities and whatnot. But I like, you know, it's nice to see that because he was a family man before, when you have that moment where they're on the run from the army, and he breaks into this person's house and like the little girl comes down the stairs, it's almost like it's trying to hint, you know, like, oh, I can't let anyone know I was here. It's almost trying to hint that he's going to kill the kid, and then it shows his backstory of him killing like all of these people.
I know,
but then at the end you just see him like playing with the little girl, and you know, probably thinking of his own child. And it's quite a nice moment, like humanises him in a way, because he's I mean, they were all pretty monstrous looking, but
his is definitely the worst.
Like, you know, it's hard to humanise him in that sense, but it does really kind of hit home that they are all, you know, they're saying that these people aren't human, and that's why we're able to put them on the list because of what happened in Peacemaker, wasn't it? Because Amanda Waller's daughter. Yeah,
it is still very connected to that. I mean,
which we haven't watched, but we know that happens.
Well, it's even like, so Frank Grillo plays Rick Flag Sr. because in the Suicide Squad, Rick Flag Jr. gets killed by Peacemaker, so they do have this crossover where he like acknowledges that.
Yes.
So it is still connected to this wider universe, but not like in a way where it's like, oh my god, what have I missed kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, you have to watch it to go, oh, okay, you know, I need to watch all of this so that I understand this plot point. It's mentioned, but it doesn't impact the overall story.
I mean, it's not even like Batman technically cameos in this, but obviously it's not, they haven't set the Batman actor yet. It's just a cool nod because Dr. Phosphorus was obviously in Gotham and that's how he got incarcerated, was Batman arrested him. So like, it's a cool, but I'm not going to be there like, oh, it's Robert Pattinson's Batman or like, or whatever. So maybe going forward there might be more like connections, but I'd be interested to see. Do you think like they're just gonna have to keep it animated as like this? Would you like to see it live action? Would it work as live action? Because technically Rick Flag is in Superman.
Yeah.
He's not got the white hair he does in this show.
No.
But yeah, what would do you think you'd like to see it in live action?
I don't know, because like one of the benefits of doing it animated is you can do a lot more outlandish stories.
Yeah.
And this is obviously R-rated, so it's easier to get. It's easier to do that unless you kind of do a lot of CGI or practical effects, and that costs a lot of money if you're doing it in a TV show.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like a lot of characters, maybe like the Bride and GR Robot and things like that, because obviously he does come back as like this massive hulking unit. I don't know how they would look in live action. Whether you make them ultra realistic and then you see like the flesh rotting on the Bride. Because obviously she's been alive for hundreds of years and she is still just like a cadaver. Yeah. So there's something going on there. Why she's not dying. So I don't know. No, I'd have to see it in live action.
I definitely want to see more. Like, again, if you keep it animated, that's fine. I'm happy with that as like this side story. Again, like in terms of like this cinematic universe they've done, you don't need to feel the pressure. Like, God, these guys are going to have to become live action one day. I guess particularly like again, Weasel we have seen in live action as a CGI person. That's fine. But like Frankenstein as well, like his proportions,
because he's going to have to be huge. He's going to be like 7-8 foot.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't look good. I would have said so. I really want to see where they go from here. They have greenlit a season 2, so I am very excited to see where it goes, because particularly at the end of this where they kill the princess, like it kind of seems like they get off scot-free, even though like you just killed the leadership of like this country, because they just go back to America and then that's when they introduce like the team again, like going forward. But yeah, I don't know whether they'll focus on that or if it's just going to be here's another mission.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the political side of the Bride's actions there probably wouldn't necessarily, because they're all in prison. They're in Bel Rev. They might not know what's happening with that, but you might see something with like Waller trying to having to speak to the US government and be like, we killed this princess of another country. Like maybe it will be like they declare war and it will be part of Cersei's vision. And maybe that vision will still come true.
Like altered sort of thing,
altered because the princess isn't there. You just don't know. But like, I mean, that is kind of an open plot point, so it could be touched upon in season 2. Yeah,
and it's definitely interesting to see how a season 2 will work, because obviously everyone's been introduced now. So it's like, are they going to put more characters in and do their tragic backstories, or are they going to have to commit to consistent plot, if you see what I mean, not just like flashback.
I mean, they did it like at the end of the show. They did seem to add a couple characters into the mix.
Because there's like the Bat woman, isn't
there? Like person, and so there was someone else. I think there were like 3 new additions. So potentially they could have their stories told and whatnot. But I imagine there would be a more overarching plot now that they're established characters.
Yeah, and obviously I guess Rick Flag, I'm sure, because he's in hospital, isn't he, really? But then obviously he's in Superman, so I don't quite know the timings of all of this.
That's the thing. Was this before that or after?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Difficult to tell.
Yeah, all right. But I don't know. Okay, James Gunn. You perplexed me there, actually.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, what's going on here? Is he going to suddenly get white hair in the Superman movies? I don't know. But what would you score it, though?
Solid 8. I'd be tempted to go higher, but I don't know.
Like I say, what's kind of stopping you?
I don't know. This is the thing. Like, it's very solid. The acting's all good. The animation, considering is pretty good. Like comparing it to like Invincible. A lot of Invincible, like the key fight scenes in Invincible are really good, but a lot of the time there are corners cut because they don't have as much funding. So obviously, because it's a new established property, James Gunn is able to put a bit more money into it. So there is like, it's good. The characters are all, I don't know.
There's something. I think it is just like an enjoyment thing, because me and Tulip in the last episode we did talk about how enjoyment can obviously impact your like your score, like whether there's just something like it just.
I don't know, because I did really enjoy it as well. I don't know what I have in my mind, like this image of a 9 or a 10.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a 10. I couldn't say why.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna do a 9.
Okay.
I feel like for me again, whether it's just like the humour sometimes didn't land for me, so that's probably the only thing I dock it, because maybe it did try a bit too hard in some bits. But yeah, I think on the whole, I think maybe the needle drops as well, like the music kind of again like throw me off a little bit. But yeah, no, on the whole, again, it's got good characters, a good story, and it's just very well written, well produced.
Definitely, yeah.
Bit of media. I'm just annoyed we didn't get it sooner over here, because I hope it's not like this with like if they're going to keep doing these TV shows, because it is this thing of like Max in HBO Max, sorry, in the US gets it before we do, because we have Sky in the UK.
Yeah.
But I think like Peacemaker and stuff is coming here on like release. Not that I've seen the first season, but like it's just so inconsistent with American releases versus here. But yeah, I'm gonna say 9. So you're firmly sticking with 8, are you?
I don't know. Oh my god.
It
is very solid. I don't know what's holding me back. I don't know what I establish as a 9 in my head. But it is very good. So maybe I'll just give it a 9.
Yeah, fair enough. There we go. We are agreeing on a 9 out of 10. But yeah, I cannot wait to see where this property goes. And to be fair, if this is a sign of the TV stuff they're doing, if it's going to be this quality all the time,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited to see, because I again, if it's going to be like the Themyscira TV show, like about the Amazons, like if it's going to be the same, it's interesting to see. So yeah, I think bring it on. Hopefully the DCU can continue steam, because again, Superman was alright. This was really good. So I'm excited to see what's next.
Definitely.
Yeah, but there you have it. That was our review for Creature Commandos. What do you guys think? Have you seen it? Did you see it in the USA? Did you see it in the UK? Do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But in that meantime, we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Cinematic Trinity. I've been Michael.
And I've been Kieran.